many things it get me angry, and so many things it get me mad. So many things it get me angry, and I gotta say, so many things it get me angry, and so many things it get me mad. So many things it get me angry, and I gotta say, when I think about motion and I think about beer, how my people living in fear with every country them interfere with the suicide bomb of them everywhere, and them smashing up our atmosphere. The whole only up, they know we gone clear. The people in Africa they shed a little tear, and it's funny how they just not going down here. So many things it get me angry, and so many things it get me mad. So many things it get me angry, and I gotta say, so many things it get me angry, and so many things it get me mad.
Politics Programme 1, the distribution of power, VT 6T 24211. Take 1.
No, I must say it won't be as if I'm coming out to completely new territory, because I remember it since I was so high. You know, I used to come up sort of riding holidays in the Peak District. And last classical occasion was I had a terrible hunting accident.
You are chairman of all the YCs in this
No,
association?
I'm just chairman of one of the branches.
Oh, I see. Who's the chairman of the whole lot? Is he here?
I don't know. Yes.
But he obviously is the chap to work through, isn't he?
That's right, yes.
Because if I can...
752.
A vote for Lion is a vote for Labour. I ask for your support on March the 31st. On March the 31st, I ask you to support the Labour Party. Mrs. Butler, your Labour candidate for this division. I ask for your support.
Financial restrictions.
Well, can you get him for a minute? Well, it's urgent, this.
I can't tell you that. I'm not allowed to disclose that.
We don't deal with that sort of thing.
Not available.
After I'd had this conversation with Max, he said, "What are you doing on Friday night?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, come down here and we'll go to this sort of film premiere." I said, "Okay, well, fine." So I came down, he introduced me to this Katie Baring. He said, "By the way, this is Katie Baring." He said, "She's part of this banking family. We're going to sort of spread the line that you've been all over the world with her, having a wild sort of passionate affair with her." And I was a bit stunned by all this at first. I thought, hang on a minute. And then next minute, there it is, blasted on the front page of The Sun, that we'd been on sort of exotic trips to Kenya and everything else.
Derek's a good example of the crossover. That's getting a client involved with something which promotes them and maybe a couple of other clients at the same time. Over there we have an example of that, which is a front page of The Sun, where Derek was supposedly caught out at a London nightclub, which I happened to be promoting at the time, with a young lady who was an aspiring actress who happened to be a distant cousin of Princess Di's. The paper got their story, Derek had the publicity, the club had the publicity, Katie Baring had the publicity, so it was a three-way crossover.
You used to make jackets for
Prince of Wales.
Yeah, Charles and all that.
Charlie.
And that you used to write obscene things in the lining.
I did actually, yeah. I'm in Savile Row, at the top of this old building, like, with a load of old tailors. And when you first go into a tailoring apprenticeship, they sit you on this bench with your legs crossed like this. And you get the canvas, and you start padding the canvas, which makes the jacket. You know, you sort of think you're going out of your mind, and you start doodling on the canvas. You're not going to see it because it's between the fabric and the lining.
Right.
So I just started doing... It just happened to be Prince Charles's jacket I was working on at the time. And so I draw this big willy on it. You know, like you do, sort of like swear words all over these people's jackets. And, you know, there was one word, I am oblique, on his chest.
Right. So he might still be wearing it now, for all we know.
Actually, I did see him with it the other day. It's a Prince of Wales check, two-piece suit, yeah, with double-breasted lapels.
It's good that he wears Prince of Wales check, though.
It is, isn't it? It's uncanny, that.
It is.
Just showing Grandad my multi-effects processor, the Korg A5. And, here's one I made earlier. That's the sound I made earlier.
Johnny is into heavy metal.
Yeah, he's into heavy metal, I see.
Yes, I keep trying to pull him back from heavy metal, but... Christian heavy metal, not bad words heavy metal. Johnny's group's going to... What's your group going to be called, Johnny, when you have it?
4D, Fourth Dimension.
Oh. What? Do you know why it's going to be called Fourth Dimension?
No.
4D, Christians believe it means love, basically. It's God's love, other love.
Fourth dimension.
Mm-hmm. The fourth dimension in this world is supposed to be its time and how it's affected by space and physics and all that kind of jazz. It's all to do with Einstein's theory. That's complicated, but basically the fourth dimension is love, to me.
The idea was that in imaginary time, the universe has no boundary, no beginning nor end. It just curls round on itself, like the surface of the earth. Without boundaries, the universe has no beginning and no end. We don't have to explain its creation. The universe simply exists.
The really amazing thing is not that life on Earth is balanced on a knife edge, but that the entire universe is balanced on a knife edge. You see, even if you dismiss mankind as just a mere hiccup in the great scheme of things, there's still the fact that the entire universe seems unreasonably suited to the existence of life, almost contrived, we might say a put-up job.
If we nudge one of these constants just a few percent in one direction, then stars burn out within 1 million years of their formation. No time for evolution. And if we nudge it just a few percent in the other direction, then no elements heavier than helium form. So no carbon, no life, not even any chemistry, no complexity at all. Atoms would be unstable. There'd be no stars, no light, no warmth, no structure at all, just chaos.
Quite a lot of people take ecstasy, trips, speed, whiz, Charlie, like everything. Yeah. Just say what you're on. I'm on speed, by the way.
Yeah, I'm on speed as well.
And half a rhubarb and custard, and they're pretty good, pretty blinding.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we're just having a great time. It's just good.
Good night out.
I know that I'd go anywhere for your
Would you lace my shoe?
Anything.
Paint your face bright blue.
Anything.
Just relax. Do it all. No problems, no rush. Just stand in comfort. Okay. Yourself a hard time. No need.
She was no ordinary girl. He was no ordinary boy. And this is no ordinary story. Tomorrow, only in the Sun, the intimate confessions of Antonia de Sancha.
Yes, we are selling our story. Of course, it's a story. The whole world are interested in it, and we've been offered a lot of money for it. We are going through enormous personal trauma through this story. Because if he's making lies to the press to save his very old, shabby face and reputation, he's going to be in very hot water.
It's very important to me that nobody judges me right now. No matter what happens at the end of the day, by the time I finish making this, doing my diary, no matter what happens, you don't judge me. Because if you think you're judging me, have a good look at yourself. See if there's anything, if you had a camera on you, at every high and low, sort of a year or so, just think about what would happen, what would be shown in your life. It's not as easy as you think it is, you know.
M-I-R-R-O-R. Mirror. There was a time when I found they were very useful. They still are, of course, I have to use them. But it's a ghastly thing to look and see one's face, what it is now, and what you feel it should be inside you. One doesn't feel old, you know. You get, I don't know what the age is, somewhere about 30 to 40, and from then on, inside, you don't get any older. But every time you look in that confounded mirror and see what time has done and age has done to your features, your body, your hands, everything, that's what I dislike more than anything.
As a model, you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to have a voice, really. And in that kind of way. But then I don't want to choose. I don't want to say I want my hair like this or my makeup like this, because then it's not, then I'm not being creative. I want to become somebody else. I don't want to say I want my hair like this, because then I'd be me. It's nice to be able to be a canvas to then become what they want you to become.
Perfect.
That whole weird thing of like being known by people you don't know, and they know everything about you, or they think they do, and you don't know the first thing about them.
Isn't that rather hard?
Yeah, but that's the job. That's the job, is to be on, that's to be on, I suppose.
Also a very special guest, someone I want you to make yourself feel at home here, Chairman of Harrods, Mohamed al Fayed.
Has it been a good day so far?
Wonderful, wonderful. I think we're going to make £10 million a day.
It's
£10 million a day?
Today, £10 million we start, and we have £100 million of goods. And fantastic bargain.
Yeah, they put questions in the House of Commons.
If somebody put question against me, they answer these questions and put also my side of the story. You fight fire with fire, I told you.
Did you pay them money?
Of course, of course, of course. How can they do the job for me? Of course, free? No. This is the people, you know, because they're trash of the trash, right? This is the problem. And these are the people who are example, the people elect and put in power. It's just devastating. You can't just see how great country like that, with great history, with great civilization, you can just go find yourself ruled by a bunch of crooks, and people have no moral, have no ethics, have nothing.
It is a direct result of the diminishing of power of the Member of Parliament today compared with 20 years ago. There is an attitude that recognises they haven't got the power that they used to have, and says, we've got to take commercial advantage and every other kind of advantage of the period that we are there. And the power's gone. What else are you going to do?
Hey Russ, how are you, darling?
Right,
nice to see you. Nice to see you. You look brilliant. Look at it, hey? Look at the part, hey?
Oh, work. Okay.
What's that?
Sideways onto us, Derek.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this way, Derek. Right round to your left, Derek.
People have been telling me to go the other way.
And it's really happening here. There you are, see, she comes out in a slinky sari. Look at this, watch this. This is dead dirty. Look at this, look at this. It's amazing. They always happen to travel down there. And you know when they want to censor a particular scene in an Indian film, they bash two flowers together. Name me and come bash the two flowers together. What? Come bash two flowers together and show them how Indian censorship is done. This is Indian censorship. This is when something's kissing and canoodling in the bushes in an Indian film. Or show two flowers going. Two flowers going. That's a kissy pissy.
Like a man to be sensitive. Must be romantic. If it's got a brain, it helps, because it's all right to go out with a man and have good sex, but at some point you've got to talk. You can have, you know, stimulating conversation with. It's nice.
Normally, for a man, if you're into a relationship and you have sex in various ways and positions, you can have sex, but you can also bring yourself off later on, and it will feel better.
A man, you talk about?
A man will, yeah, for some reason.
You're telling me you can go on, you can have really good sex, lovely jubbly, right?
Yeah.
You can go on, watch a dirty film, have a wank, and you call about it. It's nicer.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a couple of bullshit.
Only by that much. Because the man's in control of it. It's not the woman in control, it's the man in control.
You use your own hand, yeah.
Yeah, the man knows what he wants.
Now, what exactly have we got here?
We've got 44,000 square feet, listed grade 2 star.
Ah. Here was a fine room that's been divided. The cornice is not cut or disturbed.
No.
So we can take those down and restore the room to its former size. So So this is fine, this will work so far. So let's take a look upstairs and see what...
Yeah, pinky.
This is the almost inevitable result of distancing. The staff on one side of the wire and the patients on the other, shut in a wire compound for most of the day at Borough Court Mental Handicap Hospital near Reading. Alfie's cuts and bruising are the result of neglect, for these patients spend hours in this compound left to their own devices.
Well, then what we'd have to do is take the buildings here, both to the right and to the left of the pond, together with this lot here, and try and incorporate that in a planning application to demolish and relocate somewhere else, because the view from here has to be restored.
Hello? Yes, have you got the completion date? They've signed. Completion's 28 days from today.
On which one?
Hinnock.
Right,
They
right.
paid a full 10%.
At 590.
And they've signed, yeah. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
28% above what we've been happy with.
Lots of money.
Shows the way things are going.
I just knew that he had something really special, very modern. It was about sabotage and tradition, which is the perfect combination, and beauty, violence. He would do a black coat, but then he'd line it with human hair, and it was blood red inside, so it was like a body. It was like the flesh with blood.
I don't want to vote, and the reason I don't want to vote is because I don't think anybody can represent my viewpoint when they're representing another 1,000 people's viewpoints. You know, in the end, the only person's viewpoint they're going to represent is their own.
We have done it, we have done it, we have done it. I have lived to see the Berlin Wall going down. I have lived to see Mr. Mandela released from prison. And I have lived to see my party, my Labour Party, sweep the floor. I was at this centre last night, and all we kept saying was, sweep them out, sweep them out, sweep them out, get rid of them, and we have swept them out.
If you see me walking down the street, staring at the sky and dragging my 2 feet, you just pass me by. It still makes me cry, but you can make me whole again. Looking back on when we first met, I cannot escape and I cannot
Come close. Look at me. You're not afraid of a woman who has never seen the sun since you were born?
No.
Do you know what I touch? Here?
Your heart.
Broken. I sometimes have sick fancies. And I have a fancy I should like to see someone play. Play? Play.
I will not shrink from the tough decisions needed to deliver stability for long-term growth. I have therefore decided to give the Bank of England operational responsibility for setting interest rates with immediate effect.
People come down and say, oh, doesn't that music drive you mad? It doesn't for one way, I think it's cheerful, but the other way is I can't really hear it. I've been listening to it for 4 years and I switch off to it. The only time I remember that there's music on the ride is when someone says to me, doesn't that drive you mad? But I'm like,
It was the second day of showing, and there was a queue. Everybody went, scanned the model, and queued immediately to sign on. And at the point of signing, you paid £25,000 deposit, and it wasn't going to be completed, I don't remember now, I think it was just over a year. And you just saw this queue and you thought, I want mine. You know, because of the pool, the gym, the sauna, the barbecue facility, floodlit tennis courts, that sort of thing, it has all yuppie connotations. A hassle-free existence. Put the energies into making the money and enjoying yourself. Come and live here.
So this is the only access, is it, up here?
This is the only access, which is important. It has got large windows, so you could sort of hoist things up with difficulty.
Right.
But I don't know what size your works are.
Well, it's quite sort of three-dimensional, so...
What are your important considerations?
Stairs might be a problem.
Here we are.
Oh, lovely.
Here we declare an interest. We are actually the owners. We'd be, if you're interested, we'd be your landlords.
Right.
And it's part of our investment portfolio because it's sort of next door to our offices.
Yeah.
But we're asking $20,000 a year for this.
Right.
So the building is occupied,
yeah.
which is sort of £400
in a week.
Yeah, which is a lot of money, really, you know, for an artist. A lot of artists aren't working around here because they have been shoved out because they can't afford to be here anymore.
Correct.
That's the problem, isn't it?
That is sort of the dynamics of economics, really. They are moving further into the East End. And you know, as we sort of go around, I'll show you some opportunities out there.
Okay.
Good. It's all part of that sort of artist culture thing, isn't it? Yeah. In your little garret and working away.
So Sinclair Trailers is definitely packed up. This is not Sinclair Trailers.
No, not Sinclair Trailers at all. Sinclair Trailers Limited went bust 2 years ago.
Right. Who is the person I'm going to be after?
Well, you really want, I suppose, Mr. Sinclair. But he's in Italy at the moment.
Did you have anything to do with Mr. Sinclair,
No,
the businesses?
No,
not
really. Go on.
Sometimes with hot wire, you have to put a black wire and a red wire together, and then it just starts up, and then you drive away. Ma! I know how to turn this on!
That machine, please, and stay away. They're dangerous.
What for?
It's for your own safety.
So?
Please, can you stay off, please?
I know how to control one. I've been in one. Why? Should I? No, but...
We live in Bradford, a multicultural area, supposed to be. And yet there are many people in Bradford who don't see Bradford as their home. They don't regard the United Kingdom as their home. But they enjoy the benefits that we have to offer.
Yeah.
Now there are many within those communities who cannot understand why we have this feeling for our royal family.
Oh, Mr. Hatton, have you got one of those watches? It's like a seconda. It's extremely accurate and shock resistant, but it's made of solid gold and it costs $6 grand.
No, we haven't.
I have.
Like that, it's made of calfskin, and then the horns, the Impala horns, well, Thompson Gazelle horns, if you want to be straight, comes up like that. So it's like we've cut the Thompson Gazelle in half, and I don't know whether to have them out like that. I prefer them like that, I think. Maybe sort of like surrounding a head type thing. And I suppose you could class this as costume, but it's costume with a deadly meaning, so I'd like to see anyone who wears this go on a number 19 bus back to Islington. Okay, but where's Russell? Is he out there? Is he getting ready? Yeah, I'm there, yeah.
See, what they can't get over is the fact that we went over and ruled their countries. Oh yeah, we were swines. There's no denying that. But the countries were run a damn sight better than they ever have been.
This is my first handbag, really, designer handbag that I ever bought. It's a Fendi one,
It was about 160. And the scary thing is I didn't even think twice about paying £160. But hey, I've got a Valentino here. I got that in Portugal. I went to Portugal for the New Year. The most expensive one, I would say, is my Prada. I bought this when me and Nicola went shopping to London. I think it was about 160, 170.
I know it is, but I'm being paid out of a sugar deal.
Out of a sugar deal?
Well, we've done this a sugar deal being done between India and China, and there's a lot of cash involved, and I'm being paid out of that. And once the Italians get their money and pay me, I've got to pay these sugar people back.
Well, what's all the delay then, all that crap?
Well, the delay, you see, is if you look at the Italian deal, there's the Irish bank involved, Banca La Popolare involved in Italy, and what have you, and the Federal Reserve. There's the Bank of India involved, Hong Kong and Shanghai banks involved, and, you know, there's fucking banks involved everywhere. Just pissing me off.
I don't see the focus group as some marketing tool. I see the focus group as a way of hearing what the people have to say. And I see the focus group as a way to a new form of politics.
What the people give, the people can take away. We are the servants, they are the masters now.
1997 was, I think, fundamentally important in that. I think it is the end of the elitist politics that's dominated Britain for so much of the last 100 years.
The reality of the way of thinking that produces the contrast between the needs of the people and the interests of profit-making that we see all around us, and some of which I have mentioned. But we can only do that. We can only teach the morality of socialism. I'm just going to ask my chairman what one does at this point. Yes. Now, I hope you're all putting your necks on, and if you've got umbrellas that won't get in other people's eyes. But I'm proposing to carry on, but I'm in a lucky position I'm not getting wet.
Within our universe, there are at least 100,000 million black holes. And they could be all through the universe, including in this room or indeed in my head. And we wouldn't know anything about them.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Jerry.
Yes.
Any news? Or
Yes,
anything?
I have. The first tranche of money
Yeah?
is being transferred tomorrow. The second tranche will be on Thursday, and the third and final tranche will be on Monday the 17th.
Good.
And
Well,
that's
that's
all
good.
been checked out this morning again.
Yeah.
Right, and it's coming from... The only trouble is with it, it came from China into Hong Kong, then it went into America, back to Singapore, back to Hong Kong, and then back to America and across here.
You know.
So what it's been doing, or whether they've been washing it or what, I don't know.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get it, mate, I'll be on to you.
What was it like going for all this all over again?
Horrible, especially for the other people who had been there a lot longer. With us, we had just gone through it. We knew what was going to happen, we knew what to expect. They didn't have a clue. It's like a roller coaster, one knocking on another, just going down like dominoes.
The place has just been wound down and sold off, and it's just a desolated place. It's slowly sinking in that there's nothing going to be done for us. It looks like there's nothing at all going to be done for us, and we're just on the scrap heap. We're gone. You get people like the head of the Bank of England. Didn't he say something along the lines, it's an acceptable thing that, well, it's a sacrifice, as long as it keeps all the jobs down the south and it keeps the pound gone. And, you know, this keeps the interest rates sorted. Be an acceptable sacrifice. Not in my eyes, it's not.
They're all starting to arrive, all in high spirits. They're very informal people, so it's just typical Stapleford. It's really good.
I'm feeling much better today. Very relaxed, very looking forward to it. Yeah, it's such a relaxing place. You come in here and you feel relaxed, don't you?
It's all going to be nice from now on. Let everybody just pamper us and make the most of it.
All right, I'll speak to you when you come. Cheers, mate. That's our mate Kevin. He just bought there's only 2 things left on the wedding list. One of them's 500 quid, you had to get that.
understand that when you were growing up, you believed that your father's telephone was hacked.
Well, my father was a journalist, and I used to receive, when I was quite young, phone calls from a campaigning MP called Tam Dayal, and he was looking after the sinking of the Belgrano and the fact that maybe Maggie ordered that to be sunk as a way to kick-start the war. And I just remember my parents at the time saying, did we think our phone's being hacked? And I just... what joy it was that, in the 90s you could go to Maplin, spend 50 quid in a scanner and hack them back. And do we really want to live in a world where the only people who can do the hacking are MI5 and MI6 and they should target us as journalists? No. For a brief period of about 20 years we have actually lived in a free society where we can hack back.
So it's not technically cold calling.
Is it though? Is it? Yeah.
But and we buy databases from different companies.
The stuff we've been calling has been people which we know have got dirt on, like people that apply for other companies, that are dodgy. Yeah. And well, not dodgy, but people that have got county court judgments and shit. And we've been calling that recently.
The further you go, the less you pay a month, the more manageable it is. And later on, whenever
doing the initial fact find call, and as the name states, it is a fact find. It's exactly to find out exactly where we want to go, the financial situation, what we can offer.
Spirit. We're going to have a fog, a mist, which is going to fall slowly over the entrance. And in this white space, on the wall, are going to be messages. In the middle of this space, a question: how shall I live?
The whole zone with just a question, how shall I live, seems, to put it mildly, an extravagant use of space.
It's a big question, Simon.
But it's banal.
I think the question, how shall I live, is anything but banal. In fact, I think it's the biggest single question probably that's baked in the entire dome.
But rather than going for the iconic look, we go for something like that, then there's actually no advantage in it coming down from above. We can make it floor supported. Yeah.
In a
looks like an immense bookshelf. Is it meant to look like a bookshelf? It's no good.
Oh man, you didn't see Casualty Sunday, did you? No. Dying to know what happened. I was really getting into it last night and the tape went off. And it was about a man who, he was having his house repossessed, and he had a wife and 2 children. The son of 7 and a daughter of 16 months. And he got a shotgun and he decided the best way for all of them was to shoot them all.
Oh, that's nice.
So he chased after his wife and he shot her in the shoulder.
We've now got companies going out of business or having equipment standing and people having to be made redundant.
Why do you think the water companies have cut back on their sewage renewal programme?
Basically to enhance their balance sheet, their accounts. They may have wanted to use the...
Their profit figures, in other words?
Well, their profit figures, yes, and to keep the share value up. It's a help in the city.
Has someone gone up to get the bride?
Not that I'm aware of.
The promises you're about to make to each other. Are you hoping now?
I'm sweating already. Go on.
Carry on.
Stay with me.
It's hard work.
We haven't got the hanging rope out yet. Okay, concentrate now. Yeah.
Because we haven't got conviction ourselves, saying, well, if we put the story of the literal story of Christianity along this wall, that'll keep them happy, and if we do this here, that'll keep them happy.
But no, hold on, Michael. I'm just asking. Can we hear again what I said? We have a brief. Can you see the flying creatures?
Oh yes. So Derek made it in the end, did he?
Derek made it. Good so. Well, that's one zone out of 14.
But if that's one zone, the spirit zone. Can you get me number 10? Okay. Hello. Guess where I am? I'm in the middle of the dome. Oh, it's marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Oh no, you'll think it's incredible. Believe me. There's a zone with lots of emblems of Britain in it. I suddenly saw a photograph of a plate of Toad in the Hole. I loved Toad in the Hole when I was little. I haven't had Toad in the Hole since I was probably 6 years old.
I
Doesn't move me.
Doesn't move you?
No.
I think it's a bit wallpapery myself, if I'm absolutely honest.
Leaves me cold.
Yeah, absolutely, me too.
If you're ready for me, boy, you better push the button and let me know before I get the wrong idea and go. You're gonna miss the freak that I control. I'm busy showing him what he's been missing. I'm kinda showing off from his full attention. My sexy body's got him in a new dimension, ready to do something to relieve this mission. After waiting patiently for him to come and get it, he came on through and asked me if I wanted to get with him. I knew I had my mind made up from the very beginning. Won't miss this opportunity so you and me could build it. 'Cause if you're ready for me, boy, you better push the button and let me know.
Just say no. Just say no.
I went to Tenerife about 2 years ago and actually took 14 bags, one for every day, to match all my different outfits. I want the Chanel bag really desperately, and I think I'll get one when I go to Milan in the summer, because obviously they'll be just that bit cheaper. The furthest I'm prepared to go to buy a handbag is New York.
Gucci, 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 Gucci.
I'm going to take the lid off and let's see what's inside. Very gently, Margaret Thatcher's handbag is in this box. There we go. And here we are. So here is Margaret Thatcher's handbag. When the conservator opened the handbag, it had a very strong aroma of Margaret Thatcher's perfume.
Come on, Brechtel.
So what you want is somebody who is prepared to invest in the business. Yeah. Now, perhaps there is somebody with manufacturing capacity who may understand the horse trailer business as well.
So you're saying I don't?
No, I'm saying...
So you said I'm going to educate somebody else to do it for me?
I'm saying...
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Why? Why should I? I know you think I'm a wanker because something's gone wrong with the business. No. But I am very good at my job.
That's where you're very wrong.
I can make
exceptionally wrong. If I thought you was a wanker, you wouldn't be here now.
I wouldn't be sitting
I can
right?
do that.
Paul would not be here. Let me make that very clear. If I thought you was a wanker, I wouldn't be supporting you. I wouldn't be trying to help you.
What you want is not realistic.
No?
No, it isn't.
Well, I don't want much out of this world, only a bit of peace. So I'm going to go home now and let me dog out.
That was a waste of time.
Yeah. Who can you trust? When there's money involved, who can you trust? You can't, because money rules everything.
This year I've heard bits I've never heard before. There's actually a little backbeat to it that no one else knows is there. And I sit there humming along to this backbeat and everyone's saying, well, that's not the music, but if you listen closely, it's actually there. And I only found that this year. So that's 3 years of listening to it. So, but as you go around, people listen to it. And then they actually play it out on the area now. You know, they have these little musical bins out there. They've got Toyland music coming out there, so you can't even get away from it when you go out there now.
You know this repetitive strain, stress thing it's about now? I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't claim it for their hearing. When you wake up in the middle of the night hearing the music, it's time to pack up. Oh, Dublin.
Some folks say he's crazy, some folks say he's mad. Others say that it's the best deal that they've ever had.
You know, the other stores in the UK think Crazy George is really crazy. How come? Well, at Crazy George's you can buy furnishings, appliances, and home entertainments, and the right...
Together we have come a long way since 1997, but we have only just begun. We will never lose sight of that ambition we all share, to right wrongs, to end injustices, to meet new needs, to give life to our people's hopes. The millions who share with us a faith and a belief in something bigger than ourselves. Together as a party, as a country, under Tony Blair's leadership, we can build the new Great Britain of great opportunity for all. Join us. We have only just begun.
Housekeeper to reception, please. Housekeeper to reception.
I would have thrown off in the ambulance.
Yeah, I know, John, but they're going to need a sample, honestly.
Yeah, well, you never know when you're going to get out of here. I've been up here so many times.
You know when you were in charge at HSBC?
I have no comment to make.
HSBC, your bankers were helping people dodge tax. Why did you let them do that?
As I think I've explained, I'm not prepared to make any comments on HSBC's business, past or present.
I know, but you sort of have to, because at the time you were on millions of pounds and yet the taxpayer was missing out because of things that you were allowing to happen. How can you defend that?
I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to make any comment on HSBC.
I think you have to, sir. I think you have to, sir. Let me ask you another question. After all that had gone on at HSBC, you then got promoted to the government. You must have been amazed.
You need to talk to HSBC, I'm sorry.
But do you think you, given what's happened at HSBC, are a fit and proper person to sit in the Lords?
I'm sorry, as I said before, I think if you want to talk to HSBC about their business, you must talk to them. But I'm not prepared.
But you were in charge, so why will you not just tell us what you think?
For me to make any comment.
But the people who watch our programme at Panorama, they pay their taxes, and if they don't, they find themselves in trouble. And your bank was helping people dodge tax.
Sorry, I think you need to talk to HSBC about...
One word, sir. Any word? Anything you can say that defends what happened? No word.
Come on. Come on. We've been here 30 years nearly. Come on. Come on, stuff. Come on. Come on. Get up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, he ain't going to get up, mate. He ain't going to get up with his feet there.
I think he's just worn out, isn't he?
Yeah. Good boy, Scrubs. I know. I know. I know. You've got a pretty nose, look. Yeah.
Queen.
Where?
Oh, no.
Where's the queen? Oh, there she is.
At the time, up until at least the mid-70s, really felt that we were still living under the, in the guise of a single and absolute created society where there were known truths and known lies, and there was no kind of duplicity or pluralism about the things that we believed in. That started to break down rapidly in the 70s, and the idea of a duality in the way that we live. There are always 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to every question. That this singularity disappeared. And that, I believe, has produced such a medium as the internet, which absolutely establishes and shows us that we are living in total fragmentation, and that we have to become comfortable with the idea, because it's not going to go away. It has been revealed that that's how we live, in chaos. And we have to get used to it and understand it and work with it and sort of surf it. I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No. Now it's an alien life form